Hi, welcome to Gaby's Kitchen. Today you guys are finally going to have the tour of Gaby's Kitchen. I want to introduce you to this series of tips and ideas on how to keep your kitchen organized. You're going to have a special tour of my pantry, my fridge, my 3 drawers, my cabinets, and everything else you see here. You'll finally learn how I keep this place organized and neat all the time. Are you ready? Let's do it. We're rolling, Gaby. All right. Hi, guys. So we are inside my pantry. It's not a walk-in pantry, but I am lucky enough to walk in here. So this used to be a cabinet with doors, and it was used to hold paints for the previous owner who used this apartment as a painting studio. So I removed the doors because they were squeaky and they got always stuck. And you know, I can pretend that I have a walk-in pantry. So let's walk in with me. Come. How do I keep this organized? I have no idea. No, I do. One of the things that I tell people when I organize their kitchens, because that, you guys know, a long time ago, I used to organize kitchens. So one tip is just keep the stuff you use handy. What you don't use as often, don't have it on the counter, don't have it in front of your face. That applies to everything. That applies to your pantry, your fridge, your cabinets. Keep the things close to you, the ones that you use every day. As an example, these are the 4 items that I use absolutely every morning. First thing in the morning when I make my oats with my honey and my coconut oil and my mate, of course. So these things are always here. And then what do I have on front is all my teas that I use one of these Lazy Susans. People love to put this in the fridge. They come very handy. Like use them or not, but I love them. This is a tip. I'm not telling you what to do. I have some coffee in case I have guests coming over. Garlic, of course. Right now it's summer, so during the winter months, I will keep my potatoes and my onions here. Right now because it's summer and there are bugs flying around, I keep those in the fridge. I know it's not ideal, but it gives me a peace of mind that when I put sweet potatoes here, 3 days later they're rotten. So for now they're in the fridge. So basically I reorganize this kind of weekly, seasonally, like I get new things, I change them. On this corner I have all my salts. Big on salt. When you test, you have to have different brands and like to try it out. On the other one that is super handy up here, it's other stuff that I use pretty often. Pasta. I keep all my pastas. This is a trick that I started doing in the test kitchen. Instead of putting all your pastas standing up and to see what's behind, you have to lift them up. I put them in this way, so this way I can actually read what are they, and it's much easier to find them. And this one is open. I actually opened it last night, so I always tape it. If I have a bag, I put it in a bag. If I have a jar, large enough, I will put it in a jar. But I'm gonna do this recipe again tonight, so I didn't want to waste a baggie or something like that. Then I have all my tomato products, all like stuff for baking powder, baking soda, everything is labeled. I buy most of my stuff in when it comes in pouches or boxes. I like to open all that stuff and put it in jars. I recently finished what I call my glassification process because I really wanted to have everything inside glass jars. I'm trying to use a lot less plastic. Explain more of that later. My rices, my sugars, then things that I cook but I don't eat that often, like lentils, polenta, cornmeal, semolina. Here is the rotation station. So yes, I got potato chips and they're open, but probably they're not gonna last long, so I'm not gonna worry for those. But here I got I love these baskets. I got stuff that I not really often use, but I know I'm gonna be cooking with. Well, I also have crackers I'm gonna be cooking with, so eventually if I decide to keep them for a longer time, they will be assigned a jar and I will label them, etc. But if I'm just gonna use the full one recipe one time, I keep it in here. So this will be my newbie rotation station shelf. All right, we're going up. Well, this is the tortilla press that I don't use often, but the reason why I put it here is because it's kind of heavy. So putting it in the top shelf, it's even harder for me to bring it down. So it's here for now. I have empty jars. Then I have all my flours. I have white sugar that I also don't use, but I recently bought some because I need to develop some recipes and we need to try it with that. I'm gonna use my very handy. I know people ask me about these things. I should put it in my Amazon shop. I have 2 of those. They're very convenient. I use them all the time because, hello, I'm short. So all the different types of flour. Yes, I buy them in bulk and then I put them in these jars that I love because they have this rubber thing and they will hold in there forever. Then obviously my mate that I buy in a 5-pounder. There's a whole jar of it here. So I always have enough to refill it. The very top shelf, you can see I need a ladder that's outside. I have serving trays and this humongous cutting board that I rarely use. Tools for my KitchenAid and my juicer because right now I'm not juicing. Otherwise, if I was juicing, this will be down. Then, this is a big one. This is all chocolate, and it's not that I eat a lot of chocolate, but I do use chocolate when I'm cross-testing. So I found that using these boxes that I have, I didn't purchase them for these. I think they're made for shoes or little things. It's great because I know how much chocolate I have. I know which chocolate I do have in here or not, and it keeps it all together and nice and fresh. What else? All right. I talk about my potato chips. Another shelf. This one shelf on the bottom, for a while I was holding more food items, but because my kitchen is so small and I don't have a lot of room, I realized that one thing that I use pretty often are my containers, my storage containers. I love these OXO glass storage containers. All the lids are here. Cambros, if you ever work in a restaurant, I can't live without these Cambros. I use them quite a bit. And then obviously quarts, pints, and half pints that I also use a lot. Then in this corner, I have the shameful plastic wrap. I talked about that in my last video. During the pandemic, I ran over of my plastic wrap, and this is the size you buy for a restaurant. And I know it's a little bit of a splurge, not that expensive actually. It will last me like 3 years. I wish at some point in my life I can stop using it, but it's one of those bad habits you get when you work in restaurants and big kitchens. Like, you know, you can't live without big plastic. Paper towel is another one. I wasn't using any, but then when the pandemic started, I bought 2 rolls, and honestly, they last me a long time. And I try to use the brown one because this one you can actually compost. Then I have this basket in here with all the other plastic products. I have gloves, I have twine, and there is some cheesecloth in there that I use when I make ricotta. Some parchment paper. Wait, can I see it? The plastic bags, I talked about this in my last video. I want to try that after this one. I'm not gonna use them anymore, but we'll see. Some aluminum foil, and then last but not least, this is one of my favorite things that I also started using a lot during the pandemic. This is made of beeswax, and after you use it for a while, you can actually compost the rest, and it's not that bad for the environment. But you know, there's things that I'm still, you know, like trying to be better. So kill me now. Then I have my aprons in here, handy aprons, the one that I use all the time, the one I use for videos, the one I use for cleaning. Yes, that's how I go. And then what else? Oh, spices. Last year, I had this bed and I pull it apart and I have all these long pieces of wood and I put shelves with all my spices. Turns out that after a few months, I realized that a lot of the spices were bad, expired, a lot of the spices I wasn't really using. So since I'm developing for my next book, I decided to just keep on hand the staples that I'm gonna be using constantly for the next 6-7 months when I will be, you know, writing my book. The rest of the spices I donated to a pantry, and if I ever need, you know, a different one, I can purchase it or get it. So I put them in these boxes This also came from the test kitchen, now that I remember. I put them in these boxes that are clear because, you know, you can see it on the front, but I also advise, you know, these are the new ones, that's why they're not labeled. They are doubles of the ones that are here. I started labeling them on the top because, you know, you'll see if you do this in a drawer, it will save you a lot of time. So, same in here. I have like, you know, saffron and everything is labeled on the top. So it's easier, much easier to find them. Oh, let's go to the bottom. All right, I have my cleaning tools in here. And then I have like the big stash of extras, I call it. Obviously, olive oil, baking soda, you can never run out of it. Because I like to put a box of baking soda in my fridge and my freezer all the time. I have some chicken broth. I make my own, but for cooking, this is great because, you know, it comes in, you know, this size. So I have vinegars, I have some seltzer water. Sometimes I have wine in here, not right now. Different oils, different vinegars. The secret stash, dulce de leche. And then on the bottom, I have cleaning supplies, garbage bags, poopy bags for Pucho, sponges, extra batteries, things like that. But this gets reorganized. Every time I buy something or I have to like replace something, it gets reorganized. And then last but not least, on the bottom here, I don't know if you can see it, obviously I have my knife roll with some extra knives that are not on the chopping block. I have some equipment, a blender, an immersion blender. This is like what I call my sharp box. I have all the extra peelers that I use not that often. I have all these things to put inside, you know, like when you carry the knives, when I take them to sharpen. I have lames, like because one day I'm gonna make bread. And then extra, one hair, and it's mine. All right, I'm gonna put it here and clean it up later. It happens in the best homes. My mom used to say, pasan las mejores familias. This very old cheese knife that I never use. Anyway, you get the point, sharp. So don't go crazy in here. And then there are two more boxes in the bottom. Let's see if I can pull one. This is baking stuff, all the baking stuff that I need. I rarely bake, but I will more soon. And then extra tools. Like this guy I don't use that often. Squeezer, cherry peeler that you use once a year. Why will I have it in my drawer? Anyway, you get the point. So these were labeled. They are not labeled at the present moment because I recently reorganized these. But I live by myself, so I know exactly what's in each box. And it's not a lot. It's easy to find it. So, I got stuck. And then Gaby died inside the pantry. So that's it. Thank you for coming. Thank you for visiting my pantry. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. If you are interested in any particular product that you see here, check my Amazon shop. Check my website where I have all the info of my favorite things. Oh, I shouldn't do this because it's not a quote. You have all the info of my favorite things. And I hope you enjoy it and stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you know next time when I put a video up. Subscribe to my channel. You can always ask me questions at askgaby@gabyskitchen.com. I hope you leave your comments and like this video, share this video. It's the only way I can keep doing what I do. And see you all next time. Ciao. Bye.